What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Friday. I got a crazy show for you guys. I'm going to literally show you the worst police shooting that you have ever seen in your life. This is the craziest thing. That cop is going to jail for the rest of his life for sure. And I'll be there to testify against him. It was that bad. A Marine was stabbed in the neck, and it was unfortunate what happened, and it's also unfortunate the response that the police had in that situation as well. A man shot another man in the groin for going after little kids. Who was really wrong in that situation? But before we talk about all that, we got to get the Donald Trump blasting, you know who, you know them, on the True Social post that was viral. Welcome to the Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Tatum Show. Hey, I got a little bit of breaking news coming out right now. I just saw a report on it. Tyler Robinson's allegations that he left a handwritten letter to his boyfriend admitting that he had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he acted on it. This is just one more evidentiary claim, item of evidence that is going to come out in the trial. And you guys are going to say, I'm glad I listened to Brandon Tatum and that I did not listen to these emotional people who have a vested interest to tell you lies and deceive you and come up with conspiracy theories, because there's a lot of money in conspiracy theories. But when you listen to Brandon Tatum, I'll give you a fair, reasonable evaluation based on my training and experience in law enforcement. And so I'm telling you that it's going to be an uphill battle to climb for the defense and Tyler Robinson. It's almost, there's nothing that's publicly available in any reasonable way outside of conspiracies that will get Tyler Robinson off on this case. There's nothing there. He's dead to rights. They got all the evidence against him. We all know that the firearm being it was inconclusive is what people are bringing up and saying that, hey, it's inconclusive, he's going to get acquitted. Let me just tell you right now, and you heard it from me, inconclusive firearm trace comparison is minimal in this case. They don't need it. When you have as much circumstantial evidence, you don't really need trace evidence from the gun. You have witnesses that saw him shoot the gun. You have his parents who identified him in the stairwell on surveillance. You have him admitting that he killed Charlie to his boyfriend. You have him on Discord. You have him on text messages. You have the gun that belongs to the family that the father confronted him about, which was all tied in. His fingerprints on the gun. His DNA is on the gun. DNA is on the spent round. You know, he turned himself in. There's so much evidence that is pointing in that direction. Just stay tuned and listen to somebody that's really honest, and I will lead you to the promised land. I promise you. All right, shout out to the members. Thank y'all for joining the Tatum membership program. You can start as a rookie. You can be promoted to an officer. Then you can go to SWAT, and you can be a deputy chief, which is our top tier. So I appreciate y'all who've supported us. It's been a great road so far. We're going to continue to bring you as much stuff as we can. We also have the winners of today's trivia. So if you're a member, we do trivia every Friday, and we're going to announce the winners of the trivia. What was the trivia question, Grant?
It was, what is Brandon Tatum's favorite food? And I asked them to be specific.
What is Brandon Tatum's favorite food? And I wonder, do you know? And if you're a member, you know we're going to give out awards or certain things, whoever wins the trivia. I think we're giving out $100 gift cards. I can't remember which one we're going to do. We've been doing a few different things. We're giving out merch, we're going to give out a little bit of merch. All right. Next time we may give out a Verdict Bourbon. I don't know. We'll see. All righty. So let's get to the first topic of today, and that is the viral Trump heated, laced Truth Social post about all of the influencers that's major that used to like him and now have turned on him. Let me bring Stella in with her commentary because she sums it up really good, and then we're going to read exactly what he said, and it's going to shock you if you have not seen this yet. Roll the clip.
Oh my God, stop what you're doing. Did you see this? President Trump just blasted Tuck, Candy, Megyn Kelly, and Alex Jones, calling them low IQ, irrelevant, and desperate for clicks, even taking a jab at Marjorie Trader Brown, he said. He says they're soft on Iran, they don't represent MAGA, and are only getting attention from the same media they claim to hate. Trump also goes personal, bringing up their careers, controversies, and credibility, making it clear they're not on his side and not on the side of MAGA. Bottom line, Trump says he's focused on winning, strength, and stopping the Islamic regime from getting nukes, and that America is stronger than ever under his leadership.
You know what we should do? We should probably do a poll on the channel. I want to see where people are at on this. I want to see where you are at on this. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if you're on Team Trump or you're on Team I don't know what you call it, the woke right Avengers. Which side are you on? I want to know, because in my world, Donald Trump is right. Whether he's fairly articulating how he feels about these people is his own opinion. But I do think he's right that these people have turned on him. And I'm with Trump on this one. And I want to know where you stand. All right. I'm going to have Grant read out Donald Trump's extensive Truth Social post, which is crazy. It was like 4 pages of posts. So Grant is going to read it out so you guys can see what he said in totality. And I want to hear your response as he's reading it. Comment in the comment section. And make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right, roll it.
All right. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon, because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. And they're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some quote-unquote free and cheap publicity. Now they think they get some clicks because they have a third-rate podcast, but nobody's talking about them. And their views are opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me. They just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of quote-unquote Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. Sorry. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous, quote, only Rosie O'Donnell, quote, question, or, quote, crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune, and as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news, quote-unquote, news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives.
All right, it's so much stuff. Y'all get the gist of it. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll post it, read it on the screen. Y'all could pause it and read it yourself. God dang, that's a whole nother page you got to read. So thank you, Grant, for doing that.
Thank you.
But, it is clear that Donald Trump is upset with these pundits. He went out on the attack of these pundits. It's interesting that the president of the United States would do this. I don't blame him, because some of the things that they have said about Donald Trump has been so inflammatory and, in my opinion, unnecessary. So I don't blame him for saying, look, I'm going to go on the attack. You guys have said all these crazy things about me and I've been quiet. Some people criticize Trump, saying that you're giving them more life than they would have if you hadn't said anything at all. But it just doesn't appear that Donald Trump want to play that game. But let me show you guys what these people have said about Trump. Just a quick, this is literally 1% of the things that they've said or the accusations they made against Trump and the administration. It's far worse than this. I'm talking 200,000 times worse. I'm just showing y'all one clip each. And this is why Donald Trump feels the way that he feels. And in your opinion, is it justified or not? All right, roll the clip.
Who do you think you are? You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion of Iran. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself. And we should never mock that, because at its core is the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of the universe. We did not build it. We won't be here at the end of it. We can destroy life. We cannot create it because we are not God.
All right, stop. I just, when this ain't even about him, but when he talk, it make me want to make it about him. We don't mock other people's religion. We don't because we didn't make the universe. Where there's one God. So what are you talking about? There's one God and all them others are false gods. If you're believing and worshiping any other thing than worshiping our Father in heaven through Christ Jesus, then you're in a false religion. And your religion don't even count. That's not even real. But the fake Christian will get mad because you're mocking Islam. He don't care about you mocking Jews or anybody else. It's Islam. All right, Megyn Kelly, this is what she said. And I promise y'all I'm not going to comment every time. I'm just going to play Megyn. We're going to play it straight through. Roll it.
Now, as you can imagine, that post did not go over well with the Iranians or with many Americans. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am sick of this. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human? I mean, honestly, like the president, 3D, yes, shut up. Shut up about that shit. You don't threaten to wipe out an entire civilization. We're talking about...
All right, let's go to Candace.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, he can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening. But I just think that the picture of politics in America is going to look very differently because of his actions. So I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. But this is not the candidate that I voted for.
And that was the Iranian war that never happened. Remember World War III? That they were saying it never happened anyway. All right, here's another one.
Today, they had their little Easter celebration. Erica Kirk was in attendance, and he told her he should sue people that are making fun of her because they're jealous of her. It's like how far they fall, how far they fall. He's like fully Jewish now, I think, like he's just like, it's all of the Israelis, sue if your feelings are hurt, sue.
I can't do it. So I'm gonna put the ball in y'all court. Who do y'all think is right and wrong in this situation? I mean, I just personally, I believe Donald Trump is not perfect. Of course he's not. Nobody's perfect. The only difference is Trump is not scared to be himself in real life. These other fools are doing that and worse behind closed doors. I'd rather you just say it how it is. I'd rather you say what you say in front of the world and we know what we're dealing with than you be behind closed doors acting like you all perfect and you selling the country out behind the scenes. I think Donald Trump is doing a good job. I think he's doing the best that he can. He's doing more than any other president we would be willing to do. I think we're a better off country because of Donald Trump. And if we didn't have Donald Trump, we wouldn't have a country without Donald Trump, period. Will we have a country without political pundits running their mouth on social media? Yes. So I know Donald Trump say things people don't like. Sometimes he say things I don't like. But you got to give respect where respect is due. The man saved our country. And this whole war thing, we've been at war for like a month and a half. I mean, look, we were in war for 20 years. That's what you call a never-ending war. We're in a month and a half, 2 months. If we conclude in 3 months, that's one of the shortest wars that we've ever fought in the history of this country. So give a man some grace. But some people can't do that. All right. Let's get on to the next thing, the Marine that was stabbed in the neck. Before we get there, I want to tell you guys about Verdict. If you're looking for the best quality bourbon, we just, every single person, I'm telling y'all this. I wish we had a videotape everybody. We just got in the Flemings. We're in Belmont. We're in the Inns, AJ's. It's a whole bunch of places. I think even PBD may carry our bourbon. We were kind of talking to them. My brother was talking to them today. So we don't know, but it's incredible bourbon. It's great bourbon. Look at the reviews. Every single time we have a person taste it or a company taste it, they carry it right away. Literally, they taste it and they buy cases of it. It's that good. Give it a try. Link is over here, or you can link us in the description section. It must be 21 and over, and make sure you drink responsibly or don't waste your time buying a Verdict. All right, let's get to the next topic. A Marine was stabbed in the neck, and this was a crazy situation. And I think somebody messaged me and said this was their nephew or somebody like that, and I can't find your message anymore. Roll the clip.
Well, tonight we've learned a 21-year-old man has died from injuries that he suffered in one of two stabbings that happened on Front Street in downtown Wilmington early Sunday morning. Police identified the victim as Daniel Montano. WPD is now asking for you to help identify the man you see on your screen right now. They call him a person of interest in the investigation. Well, video of the stabbings are circulating on social media as some people question if more could have been done to try to help one of the victims. Now, we do want to warn you, the video you're about to see can be very disturbing for some viewers. And this is the video that's now received thousands of views online. It shows the victim clearly bleeding out, but many comments criticize the response by Wilmington police officers. Instead, it's a bystander who steps in to try to help. WPC's policy manual says officers should be compassionate to people experiencing an emergency and render assistance when necessary. The first officer on the scene is responsible for helping anyone who's hurt. Despite numerous requests for interviews, a WPD spokesperson declined to answer any of our questions regarding the officer's response. And we did reach out to District Attorney Jason Smith, who says he has watched the video but doesn't see the police officers doing anything criminal. Smith tells WCT News he has not asked the State Bureau of Investigation to open a probe into the officers.
All right, we're going to go through this together real quick because I think this is very important. And as a former police officer that have been in situations like this before, literally patching people up with gunshot wounds in the middle of the street on Oracle Road, or no, it was First and Glen, somewhere around there. I know what this feels like, and I know what environment feel like when you are in a situation where you got to act fast. I had a scenario where we had to save a guy who had got shot in the head. He was missing a third of his brain. Some of the brain matter was on me, my shoes. Blood was drenched in my shoes. I had to go change all my clothes. Like it was horrific, and we had to do everything that we could do to save his life. And so I've been in situations like this, and we're going to look at this together. I will say this very clearly. What they did may not have been criminal because apparently, looking at the wound that he had, there was no saving him. However, what I saw from the police officers was very embarrassing. There's no way whatsoever as a law enforcement officer that officers should respond like this in a situation that we just saw. There's no excuse for it. What this appears to be is untrained officers who are not engaging in this type of behavior. So they freeze and they don't know what to do. And I don't know these guys, and I don't like saying negative things about police officers, but I got to call it like I see it. Like, what I'm watching is incredibly embarrassing. And I don't know why they did what they did, but I feel like they didn't do enough. Roll the clip.
What's up? What's up? You want oh my God.
Okay, pause it. You can see this kid is just draining blood. And then you see the officer come up to him And now this is an opportunity for an officer to take action. That officer should immediately start rendering aid. Immediately. That means that if you got to take this kid, put him down on the ground, right? Take his own shirt, stuff it in his neck, or you got to find where the wound is at. You got to search his neck. If you can see where the bleed is going, you stick your finger all the way in. And if you can find that artery or whatever that's been severed, and you can put your finger on it and put pressure on it and close it off so he's not bleeding out, that's what you have to do. And you have to act fast because your actions could save his life or he could die. Roll it. Look at what they do.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, Clayton. Oh my God.
You got gloves.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now, civilian,
Oh my God.
oh
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Are you serious? Are you serious? Dude, yeah.
I think they're still trying to put gloves on. I don't know who training these officers these days. You got a civilian that said, I don't care about the blood or nothing. I'm finna try to save this kid. You have officers, 3, 4 of them standing around doing this. In the academy, they told us you better never in your life find yourself doing that. I think all of these officers should be suspended. I don't think they should lose their jobs, but they need to be suspended and retrained. You got to be held accountable for this. You cannot be doing this. I got to put gloves on because you what? You're afraid that you're going to get a disease? Well, you don't have that choice when you're a cop. You can do it when you can, but when it's time for action, you got to get busy. I've been in situations where we have to act like this. You can't glove up. That's when it's convenient. You got to stick your finger down in their neck and flesh, and you got to do all that. It's crazy to me what they did. It made me mad. Now, while I'm on the rant about cops, here is the worst shooting I have ever seen in policing. And I saw a guy get shot in the back. And that was terrible. And that cop in North Carolina or South Carolina, I forget the name of the case, he deserved to go to prison. But the guy fought him, took his taser, and then he decided to shoot him in the back like an idiot. And and then he tried to plant the taser. He went to prison. And I think he should have got the death penalty for doing that. This one is worse. I'm gonna show you why this one is worse. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. He should go to jail for first-degree murder. They didn't even charge him with first-degree murder. I think they charged him with like second-degree manslaughter or something like that. If first-degree murder, he should get the death penalty for this. This cop should get the death penalty for what he did. Watch it. Roll it. Time out. Let me add the context to it. It's a guy with a bat, not a gun, not a knife, not an axe, not nunchuck blades or whatever you want to call it. It's not Ninja Turtle with spitting stars. He got a bat in his hand. And I think all he was accused of doing was damaging vehicles with this bat. I don't believe there was any reports of him being physically violent towards anybody else or being a threat of physically bodily injury or death to anybody. He has a bat in his hand. He's refusing to drop the bat. And look at this officer. Roll the clip.
Drop the bat now. Drop the bat. Drop the bat now. Drop the bat now. Drop the bat. Drop the bat. Drop
Murder.
the bat. Get on your
Murder.
stomach. Get on your stomach now.
What is he doing?
Control him first. Control him.
What is he doing? What is this cop doing? Time out. Time out. Death penalty. What are you doing? You shoot the man and don't even help. He has a bat. He is rendered incapacitated, probably. and you don't do nothing. You still got your gun out. And you're coaching everybody. Look at all these officers on the scene. And you telling me you had to shoot this man? He was not a threat whatsoever to anybody. I want y'all to go back. I want y'all to see where we have a big problem at. I want you to see where we have a big problem at. Go back, play it. When he gets out of the car, he runs up. Time out, right here. This man pushed past 2 officers who are standing there negotiating, and there could be multiple other officers that are on the scene. He pushes past 2 officers that were reasonable. And the way that you should be operating in this circumstance is that you get there and you have lethal and less lethal. The guy's not advancing on you. He's not advancing on anybody else. He's standing in the middle of a parking lot with a bat in his hand, not even swinging it or threatening to swing it. Play it back.
Drop the bat now. Drop the
Right there. He should have said, and you can hear, this is why he's finna go to prison for the rest of his life. He should. You can hear the other officer saying, we have lethal coverage. That means that one person should be lethal and the other people should be non-lethal. This officer should have stood there. Nobody's finna run up. Nobody else is running. Nobody else is getting crazy. No need to run up there when everybody's just standing there. You could be lethal coverage and somebody's less lethal coverage. They could have easily decided to do something else than just flat out shoot this man dead in the middle of the street. His family is finna get so much money, and that cop deserves to go to prison for the rest of his life. He murdered this man. And y'all know I stand up for police officers, but man, this makes us look so bad. That man got out of the car, ran up, pushed past 2 officers, and shot and killed this man and didn't even render aid. Let me give you an example of what kind of officer this is, so y'all know kind of what the landscape is. One of those officers that should not be a police officer. One of those officers that either is arrogant or is looking to kill somebody. This man should not be he just got out of the car. He may have gave him a command one time and proceeded to shoot him with a gun. There's officers out here like this. And this is why you don't put me back on the screen there. And this is why you don't do that either, right? Because you don't know when you're gonna get a bad cop. You had no business hitting people with bats and slamming cars. Take your home and be productive in society. And then you dead. And you had no business doing what you were doing either. And then you got a bad cop that showed up and killed you. All right. So we'll announce the winner. We'll announce the winner in the post show clarity. All right. And again, if you're a member and you just haven't seen this is the trivia question. Just so you know, it was, what is Brandon's favorite food? Now, you guys who are watching this that are not part of the membership, you feel free to answer the question. It's obviously a survey for the members, but you can answer the question, what is Brandon's favorite food? And you got to be specific. You can't be generic. You can't say chicken. You can't say sushi. You got to be specific. And I have mentioned it almost on every show. When anybody has ever asked me about food, I always mention my favorite food. And I'm very specific about what my favorite food is. All right. I appreciate you guys. We're going to go over to post show clarity. You hold the phone. We'll be back.